for the tisk.
I wonder if that's going to pull up.
There it is.
There you go.
Say like the cheesiest joke ever and then immediately play that.
When he says a dad joke, I'm definitely hitting that.
Not on this episode.
You never know.
You never know.
Could be caked in there.
Could be.
Welcome to the Movies with Chill podcast. I'm your host, Chill. Today we're trying something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a new segment called Attack on Anime. You can thank Mr. Lee for that name.
That's right. I'm clever.
Our first episode, we're going to be covering Attack on Titan, and we have a guest, Colton, on the show. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
How you boys doing today?
Just dandy.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi. Basically, what we're going to be doing with this segment is that it's not going to replace our Monday coverage of movies, but
in addition.
Just a little
something,
extra.
Just a little something extra.
Yeah,
Extra,
just a little
extra content.
Just a little pepper right on the end there.
Yeah, right on that corner.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
My man knows what I'm talking about.
So,
References every damn day.
oh my gosh.
Excuse me. I've
good.
been ill, so I may cough some.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And you
That's
also
why we
might get us sick, so that's also a
Well,
cool plus.
Annie's at home sick already, so
Awesome.
yeah. I hope
Yeah.
I don't spread it.
That's okay.
She says she got it for me. I'm pretty sure mine were allergies.
I'm pretty sure you got it from me.
Well, that's great.
So, you're welcome.
That means I'm next in line, right?
That's right. You're
next. 100%.
Great, awesome.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
Basically, what we're going to do is, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, we're going to go through Attack on Titan. Today, we just watched the first 2 episodes. And then, if this is something, then maybe we can continue on and finish throughout the series. That being said, boys, what is your previous experience of anime?
Well, I have next to zero experience. I've watched Ninja Kamui, and I've watched a couple of episodes of Demon Slayer, which I just could not get into. It was just a little too kiddie for me.
Yeah.
I've seen Grave of the Fireflies, which was super depressing.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
I mean, I've watched 2 episodes of Attack on Titan now, and
Yeah.
I've watched 2 episodes of Terminator Zero, which
Cool.
I do like. I just
Yeah.
need to get back into watching it. So it's outside my comfort zone, but it's something that Attack on Titan looks good to me.
Yeah.
So it looks a little more mature, even though it did start off a little
Kiddish. Yeah.
But I see that they're going to bridge that gap pretty quick.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to bring a notepad and I'm going to calculate how many times people have cried in the entire series. Because so far, I think it's like...
About 10.
About 10 times, and that was
Yeah.
just 2 episodes. I'm going to need a lot of paper if I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely.
You're definitely going to need it.
You're going to pick up on a lot of anime tropes, especially a show like Attack on Titan, where you'll get the inner monologue and then like the over emotion. At least for us, it's over emotion.
Yeah, that's something I'm just settled myself to. That's what you're going to get with anime. So
be
I
that as it
understand.
may. So.
Right. So.
Also, one of the things too that I like about anime is that everything that's on is meant to be seen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't waste anything. It's not filler when it comes to their images.
Exactly. Whatever's on screen, it matters. You know
That's
what
right.
I'm saying? Colton, what about you? What's your experience with anime?
If you want to go from the very beginning, it would start, I'd say, around like when I was 12, 10-ish.
Okay.
Right.
And I had unrestricted internet access, which I can't really recommend personally.
Right.
Right. It's not a
Especially
good thing for a 12-year-old.
modern internet. Back then, it was kind of just like...
Shady.
No, well, it was when people didn't really... commonplace.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think about. Because
Right.
it makes me feel like an old person.
At 21.
Yeah.
You feel old
I
at 21.
do feel old at
I want to come
21.
over there and smack the taste out of you.
I'm right here with you for once.
But how I discovered
I've lived your life
anime
twice.
was through... they called it like AMVs. Basically, it's like anime music
AMV.
videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Where they take like a popular song and they put clips of anime into it.
Yeah, yeah.
And around this time, Soul Eater was like
Pretty big.
pretty popular. So that's how I discovered Soul Eater, and that was pretty much the first anime I watched.
Cool. Nice.
But I never really got super into it until high school,
Yeah.
and that was around
You don't have
15.
to give dates.
15
3 years later.
Yeah.
Well, was it 3 years later?
I'm going to make fun of you for being young the entire time.
3 years when you're a kid?
Yeah, that's a seventh of your lifespan.
It feels like you spent 20 years. But
I
yeah.
understand that. I can get behind it. Yeah, you're
But
good.
yeah, I get it.
What else do you like?
It's kind of hard to remember which ones I watched. I definitely watched One Punch Man.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it. I'm not entirely sure if it is finished.
Have you finished season 2?
No. So, no, I haven't
So,
finished
no, then,
One
yeah.
Punch. But I've loved One Punch.
Oh, yeah.
I watched Cowboy Bebop. That
Solid.
is a classic. You would love Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I would.
It's
I would
really
agree.
good.
Yeah.
All right, then.
I watched the original Naruto, but I haven't watched all of Shippuden, and I will not watch Boruto. Bad.
I wouldn't watch Naruto either.
I mean-
Boruto.
So I'll be honest, I've kind of made my way through the big 3 for most of it, and for whatever reason, nothing in Naruto has really latched me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair.
People that are familiar with the podcast know that my son and I have been working our way through One Piece.
One Piece.
Yes.
One Piece.
We're just about at 400 episodes.
Oh, you're getting
It's
close to almost half.
almost half.
Almost half. That's
Almost.
like, I wouldn't say a quarter, like slightly above a quarter.
Right.
Well,
right.
half is half.
Well,
but
like I'm saying,
you've
like-
got, by the time you get done, I think you'll probably be around the 1,200 episode mark.
That'd be cool. So for my experience, I went over to my buddy Fernando's house, and we were in first grade, sat down, and like, what are you guys watching? He's like, oh yeah, we always watch Dragon Ball at 4. I'm like, oh, okay. So I sat down and I started watching. Man, that's pretty cool. Show ended, and next one came on. What is this? He's like, oh, this is Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, dude, okay. Like, I can get down with this.
Right.
From then on,
Hooked.
it was, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball every day after school, 4
Every
o'clock,
day.
4:30.
I did forget to mention, it wasn't really like based off the internet, but there was this old segment on Adult Swim that was like Toonami.
Yeah.
I watched a lot shows I probably shouldn't have watched.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Kill la Kill, Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
There's some else. It was like,
Is it Gundam?
it might have been Gundam.
Yeah.
It was either Gundam or
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah. I think it was Neon Genesis.
It's all clicks and whistles over here.
Right.
You might as well be speaking dolphin because I got nothing.
Yeah. So was this your guys' first time watching Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. We only watched the first 2 episodes, which is,
Kind of world building.
well, yeah, definitely world building.
I'd say it's pretty good at world building.
Yeah, so
It
far.
Solid.
It establishes.
I've got
Everything.
questions. Of course, we're only 2 episodes, in.
in,
So I'm
yeah.
going to have a lot of questions. But
What are some of the questions that you
well,
have
right
so
now,
far?
I want to know where they come from. Where do the Titans come from? Where do they originate?
where they go.
They're
yeah.
from outside the wall.
I got that. What makes Titans?
Right.
That's what I want to know. Why are they so
big.
big?
Why are they caked up? They're like all butt ass naked.
Yeah. Do
So
you have any more?
Where do they come from?
Okay.
Where do they originate? What's their deal?
Yeah.
Like, why are humans so tasty?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
I hear you.
I think that's really about it. I'm sure I'll have some more later down the road, but that's the big ones. Like, why?
Why?
I'm always a why kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
See,
understand.
whenever I watch a new anime, I don't really ask questions. I mean, I think of them in my head, but I don't like,
verbalize them.
verbalize them because I'm like, they're going to explain it at some point, and if they don't,
Then it didn't matter in the
then
first place.
it probably wasn't necessarily
Wasn't a big deal.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Colton, was this your first time watching Attack on Titan?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
I've watched a few episodes because Attack on Titan was like
Everywhere.
huge.
Yeah.
Like huge, especially when I was in high school.
Yeah.
People who thought anime was like for nerds watched Attack on Titan. That's how popular it was. And I'm like,
Yeah. Not
Are
super
you
appealing.
wishing you would have?
I mean, I'm sure I would have enjoyed it, but I'm just kind of like a hipster in terms of, well, it's popular, so
I don't want it.
I can't watch it because it's I don't watch
not
popular
cool.
things.
Yeah.
It's cool to like it.
You've never heard of it? I've watched it.
I've seen it. The reverse hipster. Yeah.
That's right.
Reverse hipster, the subster.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Probably going to be my 3rd go around for Attack on Titan.
Nice.
Damn.
Now, the first time I watched all the way up until season 2, and then we were waiting like a year and a half for the next season. And by the time that the next one came out, I was like, I don't
forgot.
remember anything that's going on.
Redo it.
So I rewatched the entire show, more conscious of the show whenever I watched it the second time. And that's when they were building up to like the very last episode was coming out.
Right.
It hit so much harder that second time whenever I was like conscious with whatever I was doing with watching it. So
Right.
I'm excited that we picked Attack on Titan to start off with because I feel like you were saying, it's kind of got a broad appeal where people that aren't necessarily anime fans, this is kind of like an intro for them because as far as adult animation goes, Attack on Titan is a very solid choice, especially with like its world building and its storytelling and stuff like that.
Plus,
So-
it's a pretty unique gimmick. Like,
Yeah, it's got a good premise that, it's not just your normal, martial arts.
yeah, it's not
Right.
just like
beat-em-ups.
your average shonen anime where it's just like dudes screaming and throwing energy blasts at each other for like 30 minutes and then like spending a whole episode continuing screaming and throwing energy blasts at each other.
Right.
I feel personally attacked those comments towards Dragon Ball.
I'm not saying Dragon Ball is bad. It's an objective fact that they spend
For
a lot
sure.
of time
Oh,
screaming,
yeah,
powering
yeah.
up.
Multiple episodes. so-
Multiple.
Okay. If somebody were to come up to you and ask you, like, what are you watching at the end of episode 2, what would be your pitch to them for what Attack on Titan is? Just
Right.
like, oh,
Small
generally-
dudes fighting big dudes. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. What's the premise of the show, basically, is what I'm saying.
It's dystopian future survival.
it's like a dystopian medieval future
Right.
because they're not really technologically advanced. They still have castles and
Yeah.
everything's made out of stone. I think they have rifles, I think.
Well, they got cannons.
Yeah, they have like cannons, but not like, like modern firearms.
They have some sort of manufacturing because their omnidirectional,
ODM gear.
their ODM gear's got to be produced somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And that stuff looks rather technical and advanced. So somebody's got to be making that stuff. Mm-hmm. Got to do it somewhere. They've got some sort of technology.
Yeah.
If I was going to pitch it to someone after 2 episodes, I'd say, well, it's about the surviving human race in one major city with 3 different rings, and these giants come attack the wall, and it's been pretty peaceful for, how long did they say?
100 years, century.
So like 100 years, they've not had anything bigger than probably 40 feet high, maybe. And then one day, a 50-meter one, which is 150 feet for us dumb Americans,
Yeah.
comes to the wall and kicks it like it's a little stone, and hilarity ensues.
Right.
And bad things happen, and a lot of crying,
A lot of death, a lot of blood.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
we're gonna move on. And the kid that started out in the show is gonna be so revenge bent. He's gonna cause a lot of problems. I think.
Yeah.
he's gonna get himself into a lot of crap that he shouldn't be because he's gonna go head first into danger.
Oh, yeah, he is-
and his sister's gonna have to bail him out.
Yeah, Mikasa.
every week.
Are you sure you haven't watched this show before?
I'm prognosticating.
Yeah.
Well, your prognostication
Experience.
Are
is
dead on?
probably dead on.
All right.
I mean, I haven't watched the show, but
it sounds like that could happen.
It sounds
very reasonable.
it sounds
anyway.
like a very reasonable
Right.
guess.
And,
So-
and the blonde kid is as good as dead.
Armin.
Yep.
yeah, honestly, I thought he was gonna die within the first episode.
Yeah.
I thought he might, but I've already pegged him as the brains of the bunch.
Yeah.
He's the philosophizer
Right.
that he thinks he is anyway. I don't want to fight. I'm a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to take shots then. Because these Titans don't care.
For sure.
I don't even think. Are they capable of speech? Are they capable of like thought? Besides,
Not so far.
okay.
Not so far, he says.
That means it's up there.
I
It's
wonder if
possible.
it's a hive mind. That'd be cool.
That'd be crazy.
That would be
I
crazy.
feel like it would be like individuality, but not like our individuality. It's
Right.
just kind of like, here's your orders.
they're just mindless drones.
Like a predator complex. I see thing. I
wanna
want
eat.
to eat thing.
It moves.
So
I eat it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to eat it. So
Very
it like
primitive.
dogs, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. But the big dogs, they obviously know what's going on because they put some armor on something to bust through a
Oh
wall.
yeah, they're like
So
like the big dude just like I'm gonna break open this wall.
Where are they getting their intelligence? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Asking the questions.
Acquiring minds.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Why did the big guy have no skin?
Because
He's
Just
just that
'cause.
powerful. He doesn't need
He
skin.
doesn't need skin.
Yeah.
He has
He's
so
just
much muscle, his skin just popped off.
Wow.
That is a powerful.
Is that a fact?
It is
So-
now. I
It is
made it.
now.
I
It's
made it a
canon.
fact.
we get our first look at what's dubbed as the Colossal Titan, which is the big.
Was there only one of
Big
those?
dude.
We'll see.
Could be.
All right.
That
You're
means-
a fountain of freaking information
That
there.
means
Yeah.
there's absolutely multiple.
Awesome.
If I already know there's multiple.
There's got to be.
And then we also got our first look at an armored Titan.
Yeah.
As well.
He
So,
was pretty badass.
yeah, for sure. We also got introduced to our main protagonist of the show,
Mr. Cries a lot.
Aaron.
Yeah, is that Mr. Cries-a-Lot?
That's
Yeah,
Mr.
Mr. Cries a lot.
Okay, and then we have Armin, who's
Yeah.
the blonde,
Who's the brains of the bunch?
and then we also have Mikasa.
Who is the badass of the bunch?
The bad bitch.
She's
Yeah.
not to be messed with.
Not
She's got a
even close.
mean right hook.
She's got a mean look in general. I
Yeah,
mean,
she just doesn't look pleasant.
Kind of, we set up a lot of mysteries with our first episode as well. Sorry, I'm kind of leading you on. 'cause
No,
I don't
you
want
need to. You need to lead us because we don't know where we're going yet.
Well, I'm trying to be vague. I'm trying
Right.
to.
we're basically dipping our toes in the kiddie pool. We're not
Right.
even in the main
I'm
pool
going to go
yet.
ahead and say I think the central government is a villain.
Okay.
They usually is.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
government's always a villain.
The higher ups are always bastards anyway. I mean,
They're willing to sacrifice 250 250,000 humans, 20% of the population, to throw at the Titans. So
And even then,
that tells me they're pretty cold-hearted.
And they already don't have the numbers. They don't have people.
No,
so
they
they're
don't.
just like, we'll get rid of more people so we can have less people. So we can just
if you think about that,
drag it a little bit more.
250,000 is 20%. They can't keep that up for more than a couple months.
And that was just the outlying districts.
Right.
So
they were just trying to reclaim Rosewall.
Wall Rose. Basically, you have the center piece, okay?
Right.
And then on the outside, you have Wall Rose, okay?
Right.
And then further out, and think of it as a big circle, like a dartboard circle, where, you know, the capital is in the middle, the bullseye, the outskirt is Wall Rose, and then we have
the outer wall,
which is Wall
Maria.
Have you ever played Clash of Clans?
No.
Okay, so basically, you want to have your most valuable assets in the middle,
right?
And you have a wall protecting those assets, but you're going to want defenses on the other side of the wall, like with another wall.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like layers on top of layers, but it was also established. I don't know if the
It's
colossal
fallback defenses as well.
I don't know if the colossal titan was the dude who charged through the wall.
No,
That's the one you're
he's the
talking about?
armored titan.
Armored Titan. Yeah.
And it looked like he gave off some kind of steam, like he was venting something.
Right.
So, are they pure biological
Titans?
Yeah, they're no like
cybernetics or enhancements.
Have to see.
Fountain of information.
Yeah, I'm not
allowed to look anything up.
No.
Well, no. Next time, if this goes well, we're gonna have to wait.
We're gonna get through at least the first season because I don't care what anybody says. They don't want to listen to this. That's all. I don't care.
I got you.
I've already done 2 episodes. I'm in.
Hog. Okay.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm not going to give up
That's
after
good to hear.
2 episodes. That's just not going to happen. I got a little more fight in me than that.
Right.
I'd
like to be with you for your adventure at the end of the first season. The final episodes of the first season.
Yeah.
So
I think we'll stick with this for a while.
I think so too.
Why not?
It's fun.
Something to do.
Let's go through the episodes real quick. Episode 1, I felt like the first 5 to 10 minutes of this episode, it was like pretty solid at setting up what the show's about.
Right.
The calm before the storm.
Yeah. We get Colossal Titan peeking over his head over the wall and everyone's
freaking
stunned.
out.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, we are cooked.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like we're
done for.
We get a flashback to the beginning where we're introduced to Eren and Mikasa, and they're both sitting underneath of this tree, and they're within this section called Shigamshina, which is like an outlier outside of Wall Maria,
right?
And it's in like a little pocket,
It's like a little bump on the wall.
Exactly.
It holds it was probably around 15,000 people.
Yeah.
I know like 10,000 people died.
It's still a pretty big section though.
Right.
But yeah, he's kind of talking about how he had this crazy dream or whatever, and they're out there collecting sticks. And we get introduced to Aaron's like rambunctiousness.
Right.
His ability to get himself into trouble.
And his ability to apparently tell the future within his nightmares, because I don't know.
Right. And he holds these scouts, the ones that go out beyond the wall, in such high regard, and when he sees the military dudes sitting around drinking and taking their duties pretty lightly, he gets pretty offended.
Yeah.
Like real quick.
Like, bro,
and the military
not
guys are
doing your
like,
job.
bruh, there's nothing to worry about.
Right.
Nothing's gonna happen.
It's all good.
He'll be fine.
You act like there's just gonna be like a giant titan that's gonna come over the wall and destroy everything you love or something. Like,
right. And then I'm just gonna be a coward and not do my job.
Anything. Yeah.
At all.
So I think the kind of the beauty of this first episode is you get a lot of the themes of this show as well, like themes of hopelessness and stuff like that, where
it's very dire.
Like you were saying, we get one of our I'm trying to think. I don't think he was a scout. I think he was a rose, which is like, I don't know if you guys picked up on that, where the backs of all of these militia guys, they all have a different symbol. So like you have these
the
wings.
cross swords are the scouts.
So the scout, they have the wings of freedom on the back, and then you have Wall Rose, which they have the roses on the back, and then you have the just attack units, which have the swords. It's been a minute since I have watched the show, so I'm not 100% knowledgeable on all of them. We're doing our best.
Right, we're getting it. We're getting
all we can do.
So, but I did like the dynamic of this soldier that we get introduced.
That's the blonde one,
the drunk one.
Yeah.
Well, they were all drunk.
Yeah, but he was the one doing the most of the talking.
Yeah, blabbing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that talking. I'd say,
oh, you'll be fine.
It'll be all right.
I mean, they're not even that big.
Yeah. So kind of a fun scene where Eren and Mikasa run up and then they see all of the scout unit coming through on horseback.
Right.
We get an introduction to one of my favorite characters, Erwin.
The head of the scouts.
Erwin, the head of the scouts, and he's the
Right.
blonde guy. And he makes eye contact with Eren, and Eren's just like super giddy because he's like, oh, these guys are the shit.
These guys
Shit.
are the heroes right here.
He just looks away because he just got his butt whooped.
Yeah. And then we get view of all of these scouts that were just beat to hell.
Beat to death.
And an old lady comes out and she's like,
Where's my son?
where's my son? Where's he at?
There you go.
Yep. They hand
I
him.
got-
Best I
I
can
have
do
an arm.
is arm.
Yep.
That's all I
His
got.
You get arm.
And
Bury that.
I thought for sure that she would just freak out and start crying, but she actually was just like,
Held it in.
and she's like, I hope that he died. Tell me he died for something.
He died for nothing.
For nothing. And that's exactly what
Yeah.
one of the soldiers tell him.
Yeah.
So-
Nothing we did phase these dudes.
He was brave, but he did absolutely nothing to help us.
And that scout took it in too. He was like, I was the one that sent him to his death. I was the one that did that.
A lot of people standing up for their responsibilities
Yeah.
in this show.
It's very
Right.
unrealistic. Very unrealistic.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
In real life, it'd be like, well, personally, if I was him, I just simply wouldn't have died. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just
I would have shook it off.
bitch shit right there.
Right.
gosh.
I'm not doing it. I'm not dying. Sorry,
So-
Titan. I'm not going to squish between your toes.
Oh my gosh. So we go back, Eren and Mikasa go back to Eren's house. We get introduced to Eren's mom and then Eren's dad. And
Mysterious doctor.
Mixture.
What's he doing in that basement?
not sure.
How'd he
But
get that key?
He's got the key to the
Dad
basement.
took the key with him, and then he wakes up with the key. How's that happen?
That happened in episode 2.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but how did he acquire the key? Was that a nightmare, or was that like
Or
like a
like
dream,
a
or like an
astral
flashback.
or like
projection.
an event that happened that he wasn't fully conscious for?
He
Right.
suppressed it.
Could be.
Like it was traumatic.
Could have been. Interesting.
Yeah, we're getting setting up with some of our mysteries.
At the house where Mikasa rats out Eren.
Yeah.
Straight, like,
tells his parents that
tattles
he
on this
wants to
dude.
be a scout.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, no, we're not
gonna
doing
happen.
that.
Yeah.
Except Dad's like, well,
Maybe.
we'll see. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go on a trip, and if you behave, we can go down to the basement when I get back. I want to know what's in that basement.
Show you what that's all really about. So yeah, mom's not
Yeah, but-
too thrilled about
Not
Eren
at
joining
all.
the scouts.
And then she gets mad at Dad for not scolding him.
Right.
But what are you going to do? He's a kid. He's going to do what he wants.
especially with that determination.
Exactly.
So Eren runs off, and then mom looks at Mikasa and
You
says,
better protect him.
because he's
Talk
going
him
to
out of it.
a lot of trouble.
Better do something.
Yeah.
Better do something.
You better keep your boy wise.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's when we get introduced to Armin taking shots. I love it whenever he says, you know, at the end of the day, I still win because I'm smarter than you.
That's right.
Good luck. Bullies are about to beat down Armin, and then they look over and they see Eren is running. And they're like, oh, it's
licking
just
their
Eren.
chops.
And they're like, yeah, we can still do it. And then I love Mikasa that just like pops off on the side. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta go.
Gotta
Well,
go.
later.
Hell no, we ain't trying for that
Ain't
woman.
messing with that woman.
And Eren's just like, yeah, run. I know it was me. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, sure.
You're a punk.
Okay. Get kind of a fun little scene with Armin. We come back as we're walking back to the house. That's when the bells start ringing and we look up, and then we're back to the first couple minutes of the show where we see the colossal titan looking pretty mean, takes one big kick back and just busts through the wall into Shigamshina. And not only does he get through, but all of the little bitty
I didn't see him come in.
kicked the wall open, and then
It just bounced.
I guess so.
Like, get in there, kids.
Yeah, maybe he was in a different area of the
possible.
Shigamshina.
Honestly,
possible.
yeah, he might have kicked that wall open and probably went around to kick another hole into
another
the
wall.
wall,
and
so they get even more in there.
More in there.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be more of a reasonable assumption.
For sure. They get let in. They start eating everybody.
Nom, 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 nom.
We go back, and Eren's trying to run back to save his mom. Mom is pinned underneath of the house. And
Not a good spot.
Yeah, Titan's coming. She's begging Eren just to take off and to Mikasa to take it with him. And
They won't do it.
not gonna
Hell
happen.
no.
Nah, I'm trying to save Mom.
She looks up and she sees the drunken soldier that we get. And
Coward.
you need to make sure that you protect these kids. and get
Do
them to
your
safety.
job.
And I love his inner monologue. He's like, all right, routine. I've done this 1,000 times in training. No big deal. And then as soon as he looks up, all of that confidence is just gone.
Runs down his leg.
Runs
in a
back.
yellow stream.
Yeah. Not necessarily. Yeah.
Big baby. I'd have taken him out.
Runs back. Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't
Sure.
let that slide.
Runs back. You save Eren and Mikasa.
Mikasa
And
leaves Mom behind to get chomped. helped. Ugh, that was brutal.
That was
Yeah.
brutal.
That actually made me a little uncomfortable. I'm
I was
not
like,
gonna lie.
man, just bite down, huh?
it.
Blood everywhere.
It's the end of the episode for the most part.
Yeah.
I remember.
Then episode 2, we start off hot. We got Titans all up in our mix.
Everywhere.
And then everybody's trying to evacuate to the next inner circle on the boats.
Turns out there's only 2 boats
Yeah. Turns out
And
a lot
we
of people are
are-
going to get left behind.
at max capacity.
We are at capacity.
over.
Women and children only. No personal belongings. Get on the boat.
Tough.
And then we get our big badass armored Titan, who's
yeah.
powering up to take out the next wall as the soldiers are shooting cannons to no effect at all.
Absolutely not.
And they're trying to lower the gate, but I don't think that gate, even if they would have got it lowered,
No,
I don't believe it would have.
That dude
do
went
it.
clean through
clean
the wall,
through the wall,
gate.
like it was nothing, and still had a ton of momentum that he had to slide to a stop.
Yes.
So I think he probably could have kept on running and broke the next wall. But
Think so.
that's
I
just
feel
me.
like his thing is like he can do that, but he has to like recharge because like
I feel like these Titans are just population control.
Oh, yeah.
you think so?
Yep.
Could be.
Central government has unleashed them to
Kill 'em
reduce
off.
the population
Yeah,
so
but-
we can eat.
Could be.
That's a little dark.
That's
but
a, that's a little yeah. But the thing is, they explain that humans were like near extinction overnight.
well, they had a plague too that they didn't really cover too much. I guess the good doctor saved everybody from the plague somehow. That they didn't explain at all what the plague was.
It probably wasn't important.
And they were going through a famine as well at the same
So
time.
man, things are looking up. We got
the-
plague, we got famine, we got Titans. I don't want to live there.
No.
And-
It'd be terrible.
And you were wondering why people were so pessimistic. I'd say that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, they were awful. Man, we're all dead. I was like, geez, not with that attitude. You're not going to win nothing. Got to go down, man. Go down with a fight. Go
like
out guns
Aaron.
blazing.
Just like Aaron.
That's right.
So,
He's the man.
yeah.
He'll get it done.
Yeah. Aaron, Armin, and Mikasa escape on the boat. We kind of get a flash forward through the government basically sent out like thousands of
250,000 humans.
and how many
200 came back.
Yeah, I'd say that's a little unsuccessful in my personal opinion. I mean, I'm not a general of any
That seems
kind,
like
but I feel like
about a 99.9% in force reduction.
yeah, I feel like that would be a unsuccessful mission.
Yeah.
in my humble opinion.
whoever was doing the narration, I think, said something along the lines of, well, it did help with the famine that was going on.
Yeah, 20% less people to feed.
Yeah.
Morbid, but yeah, that
Right?
would be
That's what I'm
correct.
saying. Population control.
Aaron, Armin, and Mikasa kind of meet up, and it's been a year later, you know, after this has all gone down, and they all take a vow that they're going to join the scout unit the next year.
Kill all the Titans.
And Aaron once vowed that he's going to kill all of the Titans.
All of them.
Something tells me he's going to fall a little short.
Think so?
Yep.
He will do half.
Half?
Probably half. At least half.
I think he'll get lucky, take out a colossal.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, but he's the main character, though. Like,
Right.
you know how the anime works. The main character doesn't, like, die unless he's meant to die.
Okay.
Interesting.
Plot armor, maybe?
So if he is meant to die, I will probably eat my words.
Yeah. Maybe sooner than you think, but
Whoa.
who knows?
Whoa, that's approaching dangerous
Spoiler
territory.
there. That's almost a
Maybe.
spoiler.
Maybe. We'll see.
You can't just maybe your way out of this.
Right?
So-
Possibly.
We get another flash forward where Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin are all in boot camp.
For 3 years, they're going to be in boot camp.
Yeah.
That seems like a long time.
Very much so.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like a lot of
How old
need
do you
for
think
that training.
Aaron, Mikasa, and Armand were before the year lapsed?
I would
15, I'd say.
I would assume maybe 12 or 13,
Really?
honestly. Yeah. That's what my guesstimation. I could actually look it up if you want to.
Yeah,
Here, I got
I'd
it.
kind
I
of like
got
to
it.
know.
Well, no. Let me look it up.
I got it.
Yeah, you can't look it up.
Yeah.
You might see something you're not meant to see.
Right.
Can't have it. Can't have
Everyone
it. You have
dies in episode 3.
Yeah.
it. Every other episode of that is just snow.
it's just the Titans just
Just
doing.
the Titans hanging out. You know,
It's like we don't got a purpose on this planet anymore.
just hanging out.
And that's another thing too. Do they have another food source, or is it just exclusively humans?
So it says in the anime and manga series Attack on Titan, Eren Yeager begins his training and becoming a soldier at the age of 12.
Damn.
Whoa.
So
So he was 11.
yeah,
Well, it started-
it was
start him
10
young.
because he was 10 when he saw his mom, and then it flashed forward a year when they trained a bunch of the
populace.
population,
Right.
outer civilizations, and
Yeah.
inner wall,
Yeah, to try to take back the ring.
the
Did
outer.
not work out well.
And then a year after that, so it was 2 years.
Been 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
12 years old, you're going to go military training.
For 3 years.
I mean, when you have a vengeance,
Yeah.
nothing else matters.
Dude's got a fire in his belly.
This
Yeah.
dude,
I'll tell you that.
I'd say it's a lot more than a fire. I'd say
He's
it's
motivated.
just hell.
He's motivated. I question Armin's motivation, though.
Think so?
Yeah.
He's just there
I don't
just
think
to-
his effort's going to be there.
Didn't have the heart.
No.
Okay.
That's why he's going to die. He's going
So-
to hesitate the wrong time.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite character?
I kind of like the scout dude that had like the beard, the one that did the most of the talking.
Okay. Yeah.
He seemed like a pretty solid dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see him again. We might. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I like Aaron because I like main character types.
Main character energy.
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm hoping they come up with another sidekick somewhere that has a little more, I don't know, color.
Gumption. Yeah.
I feel like there's gonna be like an asshole like rival character.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be because like
Somebody's going to push Aaron to the limits.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's gonna be like, well, I'm better than you at killing Titans. Was like, well, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Get that thought out of your head.
Right. Because I'm Aaron and I'm going to kill
I'm the main character.
all
So
the Titans at
every one of
once.
them.
I'd also like to know what your guys' thoughts on how the show is going to end.
pure
How
tragedy.
the show is going to... I'm going to say tragedy.
It's going to end
Poorly for the humans.
horrifically. I can already tell.
From what you've told me, that Attack on Titan definitely ends.
Yep.
And if they were to bring it back, they would have a long road to hoe
Yeah.
to bring it back. So I'm going to say that it ends poorly for the humans.
Okay.
I'm going to say about the same thing. I mean, I feel like humans are going to be extinct because
That's what we do.
they're just going to evolve to the point where they're just like, we can't beat these guys. Like,
Yeah.
nothing hit them with does anything.
Their numbers, their sheer numbers is what gets me. Like, if the little ones are even that tough, and the big hoss has got to be even tougher.
I mean, from what I've seen, it takes about 4 of them take
Question.
down one Titan.
We're not going to have recommendation, but do you think that the show started off pretty strong?
yeah.
Yeah.
It got me interested in everything so far. I
Okay.
mean, it's a unique premise, so I'm down.
It's got a good hook to it.
Cool. All right. Well, if you guys want to stick around with us, we just did the first 2 episodes. And if you would like to continue on with us, I think we're going to watch 6 episodes for next week. Is that
Okay.
right? Is that good? So we'll be back with episode 8.
Sweet.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for sticking around. I really hope that this is something that we can continue on. I hope you guys kind of enjoy it, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
So
it'll
thank
be-
you so much, Colton, for coming on, and I hope that this is going to be a regular thing, too, for you to come on these
And I
episodes.
hope next time I won't be as awkward and I'll get used to it.
No, you'll be awkward forever.
Well,
Too bad. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. We'll see you guys on episode 8.
Oi, oi.
Attack on Titan.
oi, oi.
Oi, oi.
Of an outlier.
Yeah, we got an outlier.
Just,
That's all right. Oh, shoot. Hello, Kaya. Hi, baby. What doing? Yeah.
Special guest, dog.
Come on.
bed.
Go home, go bed.
No, go bed.
Come on. Go that way. Good dog. Good doggo. Yeah. Now you're going to go upstairs. Nailed it. Nailed it.
This podcast is bullshit.
This podcast is bullshit.
Oh, yeah. The way it echoed.
It does echo.
Oh
Echoes
my God.
nicely.
Get some of that hot echo action.
That's right. Some of that hot echo action.
Put in some of that Hawk
Some of that
Tua.
hot echo action. Yeah.
This ain't the Hawk Tua podcast.
No, it is not.
No, it's not.
The pod Tua.
The Hawk Tua.
Oh, my gosh.